Hey Sparkling Stars, happy Thursday. I wanted to come to you really quickly and share just a brief story with you. I'll try not to make it too long. Yesterday I decided to get outside my comfort zone, and that's what I want to talk to you just briefly about today. Do you get outside your comfort zone? Do you make an effort to go meet new people? Well, yesterday I decided it was rainy and I could either stay in my office and work, or I could take my work on the go and go sit at a local coffee shop and cafe. So I chose to do that. I also chose not to go to the place I always go, which is either Panera Bread, Caribou Coffee, or Starbucks. I decided to go up on the square here in the Liberty area to a place called Morning Day Cafe. So I walked in, and the owner shared with me her expertise on coffee, which I was thoroughly impressed. And I'd been there before, but never had an interaction or conversation with her. And so I was really already excited because she talked me into a Mexican mocha. And anyways, long story short, I ordered and I thought, now I can either sit at the nice window at the front looking out on the square in the rain, or I can sit in the very back by myself and try to avoid people as much as possible. What did I do? I chose to sit by the window and by the doors so that I could be out in front of people. So I pulled out all my stuff, I started working, and eventually 3 women came in and sat at a round table kind of right across from me. So I noticed as soon as one of them walked in that she had this tote. Now this is one of our older styled retro metro bags. She even had it in the Lots of Dots prints. And so it really caught my eye, and I thought 2 things. Number 1, is she a consultant? Because this is an older print, and so maybe it's her favorite bag. Or number 2, that's an old bag. Why does she not have a new 31 bag? I wonder why, and I'm going to figure it out. So I went about and I continued to do my work and kind of listened to the conversation they were doing. They were doing a book study, book review or something, and had their Bibles out and were talking about things that they had read. And it's a small enough place that you can kind of eavesdrop. One of the girls had her 2 or 3-year-old daughter, and she kept coming over to the window. There was another table across from me, and the little girl climbed up on the chair and was looking out the window. And so I'd say hi, and she'd say hi, and she went back. Anyways, the little girl became a little bit more of a daredevil and decided to go out one of the doors, and the mom had to chase her and chased her back in. And I kind of laughed, and we said a few things, and it's a small enough place that you have that conversation. You're just friendly, right? I was just friendly. I wasn't going to push 31 on them, but I was definitely intrigued to find out how she had this bag. So I decided to muster up the courage. I decided to step outside my comfort zone. And it happened to be that her daughter came up towards my table again, and she came over. And I said, I'm sorry, I just have to ask you because I see you have a 31 bag and it's an older bag. Do you sell 31? Now, I could have asked her, do you have a consultant? I could have asked her a different question, but my most comfortable question to her was, are you a consultant? Because you look awfully familiar. And she did look familiar. And she said, actually, I sold a couple of years ago, but I haven't sold since then, and not since having her. And I said, well, have you been to Celebrate and Connect meetings? Did you ever go to those? And she said, actually, I just went to one. And I said, well, was it mine? Because I host them. And she's like, no. She's like, it was some older woman kind of out in the boonies. And I said, well, you just look awfully familiar. And I was wondering. And I said, that's an older styled tote, but the pattern was super popular, and it is one of my all-time favorites. And I just complimented her. And she said, oh, thanks. So she went back to her table. Her sister came back with her 2 daughters, and the grandma was there, and they were all sitting there talking. I finally decided to say, when something happened where her daughter came over towards me again, and I said, so do you have a consultant now? I don't mean to be nosy or pry. I go, but we have lots of cute new things coming out, and I was just wondering. And she said, she looked at her mom, and she's like, no. She goes, it was my cousin that I signed up under in North Carolina, and if she signed up again, I would, have a party, but I don't think she's doing it anymore. And she's like, Mom, do we know anybody? And she's like, no, I don't think we know anybody. And I said, well, look, and I had one of these with me, and I didn't even realize what I pulled out of my bag when I gave it to her, but now I'm counting my stuff and realizing I gave her this and not just a catalog. And I handed this to her and I said, look, I said, I'm not a pressury person, but I love to share what I love. And 31 has some really cute new stuff. So if you've not seen a catalog in a while, you can take this. I go, if it's not for you, just pass it on to a friend. No harm done. But I wanted to share this with you. I go, my information is in there. If you're ever, wanting to see the fall catalog, I'm getting those soon. You can call me, text me, email me. But I would love to just share this with you. And so I asked her name. I told her my name. We introduced ourselves. And then I had an order to go, so I went and picked up my sandwich. And she had gone outside and was coming back in. And I said, it was so nice to meet you again, Kate. Thanks, just wanted to tell you that. She's like, yeah, thank you. And went on my merry way. What I gave her was a hostess packet. And it's pretty much one that I had prepared for one of my parties before. So it was a catalog, it was the hostess flyer, it was an order form, and it was this little card. Thank you for booking a party with me. Yeah, my information's on the back. I hadn't written on it or anything. I didn't give her a special flyer. I didn't give her anything. I just thought, I'm just going to pull out what I've got and give it to her. I think I may, from now on, hand these to every single person that I see that is wanting a catalog because it worked. By 8:30 this morning, she's emailed me. Her and her sister want to have a party. And she thanked me for, chatting with her yesterday briefly. So that's my thing for you today. Are you stepping outside your comfort zone? It's not easy, but you have to, one, pray about it. I prayed about it. I was like, okay, God, who are you going to put in my path this morning? Who are you going to put in my path that needs 31 or would love to hear about 31? And it happened to be these three amazing women. And I started with a relationship. I didn't start with trying to force my catalog down her throat. I started by just complimenting her, asking her if she's a consultant. And maybe that's easier for you to do than say, who's your consultant? I asked, are you a consultant? Because I think it's a compliment if you say, so are you a consultant? Because I know you have a really cute bag and it's older and it's one of my favorites. So the next time that you're out, think about that. Keep your goggles on for people who have 31. Because there's a lot of women out there who have 31 and who love 31, but either they no longer have a consultant or they used to sell, or maybe they received it as a gift and they don't even know where it came from. Don't always assume that someone that's carrying 31 knows about our company and knows about the opportunity of hosting a party or joining our amazing team. So, lots of opportunities out there, ladies. I was just thrilled. I was thrilled to pass out the information, and I was excited to meet her yesterday. I didn't even ask for her information back. I told her I'm not a pressury person, and I'm not. But what was even more exciting is when I opened up my email this morning, and it was from her wanting to host a party. So, you never know who you might run into, and I just wanted to share this. This was super long, sorry, but hopefully that inspires some of you to step outside your comfort zone. Have a good day.